Most Webflow developers skip this step, but it can save you time, money, and a ton of headaches. Before diving into the designer, there's one thing I always check first: site settings. Overlooking these settings can lead to slow performance, bloated code, and even higher Webflow bandwidth fees. By starting here, I'm able to strategically plan how I'm going to fix a site and make more informed decisions. So let's get into it. Beyond making sure the favicon and webclip are sharp, I focus on the overview and site activity. The overview reveals how close a site is to maxing out its plan. The jump from business to enterprise is significant, and clients often don't realize they're nearing a limit. Flagging this early allows for proactive solutions to stay within budget. Additionally, seeing the site scale helps me plan my audit and implementation roadmap. The site activity shows me who's publishing and how often. If multiple team members work on the site but only one user appears, it's a sign they might be sharing a single login instead of following a structured editorial process. 90% of the time, they don't. And fixing this alone can be a major win, helping teams update their site more efficiently and reducing the risk of publishing unfinished work. Shared logins are a major red flag. Proper roles and permissions ensure accountability, making it clear who made changes and helping teams troubleshoot issues if a rollback is needed. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to learn more about Webflow's publishing workflows. At this point, we have a clear picture of who the most active users are. If I see multiple editors but only one user appearing in site activity, it usually means one of two things. Either those team members are using separate logins and not publishing, or they may need training on how to update the site effectively. In these cases, I'll reach out to my client with something like, I see you have 8 editor roles in the site, but only one user is actively publishing. I'd love to set aside some time to speak with the other editors and understand their experience with Webflow. With Webflow's latest publishing features, teams should feel more confident in producing content without the risk of accidentally publishing unfinished work. Addressing these gaps not only improves workflow, but also ensures that the editorial team can collaborate more effectively. When I'm brought in to improve a Webflow site, there's a good chance I'll need to reorganize how pages are structured. Before making any changes, I always check 301 redirects. They give me a snapshot of how the site has evolved and help prevent broken links. I also use redirects as a way to ask my clients, why did you restructure this set of pages? That conversation usually surfaces past decisions, what worked or hasn't, and how the business has changed over time. Understanding that history helps me make better recommendations. Another thing I check is advanced settings, especially if the site was cloned or built from a template. SSL and HTML minifications are enabled by default, but I usually recommend minifying CSS and JS too. For strict transfer security, HSTS, it depends whether my client actually needs HTTP access. If there's even a small chance they might, I recommend leaving it off since it's a pain to undo once it's published to browser vendor lists like Chrome or Firefox. But for most marketing sites, turning it on is actually a no-brainer because it boosts security and it also actually helps with SEO. First off, site usage data is only available from April 1st, 2024. And when it comes to bandwidth usage, it's not just about images. Your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript payloads count too. While optimizing and compressing assets is the biggest win, if you're looking to cut down Webflow fees, you also need to pay attention to how heavy your code base is. I'll dive deeper into this in another video since it's a huge topic, but here's the short version. If you're using external JavaScript libraries, know what they're doing. I've seen client sites with scripts making unnecessary requests, like using patterns like infinite scroll, which can seriously drive up bandwidth usage. Every time new content loads from the CMS, the browser has to make requests, and those requests add up fast. If you want more details on this, let me know in the comments. SEO is a massive topic, so let me just highlight the key points. First, make sure your Webflow IO domain is in index. You don't want search engines picking up your staging site. Second, set up robots.txt. Remember bandwidth usage? Webflow treats bots just like regular visitors. So if there's no SEO value in indexing your images, adding a simple rule in robots.txt can help cut down on unnecessary traffic. And honestly, the rest should be handled by an SEO expert. Forms aren't just a basic feature, they're direct conversion points. So understanding how they're set up is key. First, forms give me insight into traffic. how often they're being submitted, and from which pages. If a form gets a lot of submissions, that tells me it's a high traffic, high conversion area that deserves extra attention. Forms also help me identify which pages to focus on. If a page has a frequently used form, it's likely a crucial part of the user's journey, meaning it should be optimized for performance, accessibility, and SEO. Last but not least, global custom code. In my 6 years working with Webflow and 15 years building websites in general, I've seen a ton of scripts being loaded across all pages when they really don't need to be. This is a big topic and I'll cover it in more detail in another video, but here's the key takeaways. What should be served globally? The only things that truly need to be in your global custom code are marketing tracking embeds like Facebook Pixel or Google Tag Manager. Beyond that, most scripts should be applied only where needed. I always recommend wrapping scripts inside of components that are implemented on a per page basis. This prevents unnecessary libraries being accidentally loaded everywhere. It reduces bloat and improves performance. One of the biggest issues I see, people blindly copying and pasting scripts without thinking about the impact. I've seen entire sites loading Swiper.js or even worse, jQuery, simply because someone added it manually. Webflow already includes jQuery, so adding it again just increases your payload for absolutely no reason. So there you have it. It might seem like a lot of detail to go through just for site settings, but once you have a system in place, it honestly takes no more than 15 minutes. Taking the time to do this upfront gives me a clear understanding of the environment, which helps me identify risks and allow me to make strategic recommendations right away, providing value for my clients and making sure the website is as performant as it possibly can be. Thanks for watching all the way through. Check out some of my other videos. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.